I'm here. I'm sorry. I'm getting dressed over here. Sorry, guys. Okay, I had to get dressed over here. I forgot my clothes. So then I had to run up the stairs gingerly, like I do, and get them. Just this is not the shirt that I wanted, but that's okay too. We can let it run. It'll be fine. Let's see. This is not the one I wanted. Didn't I bring it down? I could have sworn I brought it down. Where is it? Oh, shit. Okay, we'll just wear this. We'll just wear this one. Not happy, but I'll do it. I'll do it for y'all. This is string. Okay. All right. Oh, here we go. All right. Okay, hold on. Let me say. Shit. I don't want to remove myself. No solo layout. Hold on, guys. Now I'm stuck. Edit name. Oh, did my daughter? Hold on. Let me see if she did this. How's everybody? Charlie, thank you for your membership for 3 months. I appreciate it. It keeps me in the life I have become accustomed to. Here we go. Exit solo. OMFNG. There has been a mass shooting, guys. Hey, Sandy, I'm going to say hi to everybody. There has been a mass shooting in, let me see. Hold on, I'll tell you. In a mass shooting at a splash pad in Rochester Hills, Michigan. At least 9 shot. Can you, hey, MAS, how are you? Oh, am I breaking up? Hey, Marie, hold on. Let me exit and then let me come back. Because we all know I do not know what I'm doing. No, I don't want to do that. No, I don't want to do that. Duh. I just had to push the button. Hey, Tony. Marie Duffy. MS. Sandy, how are you? Charlie, again, thank you for 3 months. I appreciate it. Hey, Jennifer. Kathy. Deborah. There's Moody Phones. Hello, love. I was determined not to be late. And hey, Halloween baby. Hey, Carrie. I was determined not to be late. So I thought, oh my God, wear a bra. I mean, I don't have to, but I'm not one of those girls that goes without the brassiere. And I, well, oh shit. Well, so anyway, now I'm listening to what is this guy's name? I like this guy. Who did it? Agenda Free News. Shout out from Shannon. He goes live, when there's something pretty big going on, he'll go live. Hey, Gigi. I need to hold on. I'll put it in here. So this is, I hope, a panel discussion because a lot of people have a lot of opinions about Miss Darlie and her guilt or innocence. So, and I can see, I can see it. I can see it. I know with this, oh God, I can't wait to get over this. And I didn't cover the trial in any of this. I have 2 different pods of information. I didn't cover the trial. I did not cover it. I'm not doing it. I can't with her anymore. I'm sorry. Hey, Magpie. Yeah, yeah. See, I didn't really have an opinion all these years. I mean, I kind of did. I kind of did. Went back and forth. Didn't really matter to me. It wasn't going to affect my life. But when I started to look into it, and there's things there that I didn't, that I, there are things there that I assumed were true. Hey, Colleen, there were things that I thought were true, like the bruise. Hey, Clancy. Okay, baby. You get 12 back up here. You go, boy. Um, and I'll show you the photographs. And some photograph, there's a photograph of her holding up her right arm, and it is bruised from here all the way to here, black, not purple, black. And so I assumed, I followed the case back when it happened. Well, see, I'm trying to think. Yeah, her and I are about the same age. I'm about a year older than her. And so she was 26 when this murder happened. I would have been 27, 28. And I remember it. I remember it well. But I assumed that wound of hers happened while she was fighting off this man. It didn't. It didn't. It didn't happen till after she was released from the hospital 2.5 days later, and before they picked her up for an interview. He's a kind of a, yeah, you know what, MS, and they have banned me, not banned me, but yeah, I never speak in there, so I went to type something one time, and I kept realizing in there, and then they got me. I don't know what I did, but I was probably knowing me, I was sleeping and rolled over on the phone, because that's what I do a lot. Wake up and I don't know what is on my little TV and my phone. Yeah, so like I said, I didn't know that. I didn't know the bruise wasn't. Hey, mama. I also didn't know. Well, we'll get into it in a minute, but I have a lot of information as usual. Why wouldn't I? Yeah, as soon as she heard she wanted to photograph. If you read through the trial, the bruise is barely mentioned. I think that the prosecution probably didn't want to get into it, and the defense absolutely didn't want to get into it. But hey, Aunt B, hey, Carrie, baby, her mom, oh, shoot, no, I've been out in the yard. I took a shower. I probably got bugs on me still. Anyway, I have been on this. Y'all don't even know. Y'all know how I do. Y'all know how I do. I write a book. I forget half of it when I tell you. And then oh, Carrie, you're my internet girlfriend. Please never leave me. You read the transcripts too? It took you 2 weeks. Well, I mean, look, I'm gonna put out this you, if you want to come up, you don't have to show your face. You could put your little icon up and it'll be all good to talk about it. If you don't, that's fine. That is fine. I guess I'll start with Darlene was trash. Darlene's mother was trash. There were four, not Darlene, Darlies. There were four Darlies. Okay, it's her, Darlie Lee, which is her mom. I'm guessing Grandma Darlie, and then Great Grandma Darlie. I don't know. She's the fourth Darlie to come out of that. And I think Darren was trash too. I think he came from trash, but he's a smart guy. Well, is he a smart guy, y'all? He managed to keep his ass out of jail, so he might be smart. But he's when I've read through their I think he even describes himself as lazy. He's lazy. She would tell him to do something 3, 4, 5 times, and he would just sit there and not do it. That wouldn't roll over here in this house. That wouldn't roll. And I think I've got the right oh you right, and that's not a problem. I think I've got the 911 tape, the right one. I hope I do. I just hope it's the one with the audio on it, because I mean, not the audio. You know what I'm talking about. It's very hard to hear. It's a 5 minute and 44-second phone call. And in the middle of this phone call, you must remember, one cop showed up within 3 minutes. Another cop showed up right before she hung up, and the paramedics were on the way. So as far as reaction time, hey Daphne, yeah, they got there pretty damn quick. So let's talk about how they met. Let me see. I've got all kinds of stuff. And y'all, if you just want to say, listen, let's go. Go to something else. I'm just going to look. Hold on. Got the forensics over here. I got everything. Everything. So I'll just tell you this. So Darlie's mother. And by the way, hey, Rachel, they all have D names. Darren's family has D names. Well, it is Darlene. Darlie's family has D's, and they had D's. All right. D's. D's nuts. Just kidding. Sorry. She took her daughter to meet him when Darlie was 15 years old and he was 17. And he was hey, Flossie, baby. He was the assistant manager at the Western Sizzlin'. I don't know if y'all had one of those in your town, but I sure did. Assistant manager at 17 ain't that bad. Well, they just fell in love. That's probably what the mama wanted. You know what I'm saying? So they, I don't dated all over the time. He is not a handsome man. I'm going to say it. Everybody talks about her beauty. What? I don't see that either. But maybe that's just me. So they fell in love, blah, blah, blah. At 18, he became the manager of the Western Sizzlin'. Way to go. And then, yeah, you do. I do too. I do too. You remember the little stick, the little plastic stick they had in the state for how well done and all that. He went off to school. She followed, hey, you clean urine stash. Been loving your content. He was, yeah, well, he got it. Eventually he went to school. He graduated. It was all, I mean, listen, I spent most of my damn career in, quality control, testing things, whatnot. It's not a hard job. All right. It's not hard. It's not hard to build something, to test a certain whatever. It's not hard. I wish I could tell you it was, but it's not. So what he basically did was tested circuit boards. Remember, this is the 1990s, right? Beginning of the 1990s. And he worked for a guy after school, and he made a lot of money. And he and Darlie went and got married. Yay! She was 18. He was 20. They went to Jamaica. She came home pregnant. So there she is. And those are all the boys. That little one in her lap is Drake, who was 7 months old. Hey, sober little pug, how are you? You don't know? It's out there in Texas, baby. Thank you, Rachel. Thank you. I love you so. I do. I miss y'all so much. I missed y'all. All right. So anyway, they got married. All right. And he began making a lot of money. But then he realized he could make money on his own. Okay. So they moved around. They got, into an apartment and then into a little house and then, building their life. Well, all of a sudden, he starts his own company. He is rolling in the cash. It's when Roulette, Rowlett, Rowlett. in Texas. Hold on. Red Bull gives you wings. So what he ended up doing was, let me take a picture of the house. I did shitty slides. There's the house. Now she was 26, right? When they got in this house. They had Devin first, little boy, Devin, which is weird because my daughter's name is Devin and spelt the same way, and she was born in 96. But anyway, it's just a thing. Then they had little Damon. He was 2.5 years younger than Devin. So they were very, very close. And then eventually she had Drake. But I think I know, everyone knows, she suffered from a hell of a case of postpartum depression. Or did she? I think she did. It's hard to tell with her. Excuse me, we're not going to need you today. We're not going to need you. So go on over here. Yeah, I guess she did. She got a journal, right? She got a journal. And she wrote about 6 things down in them. One of them was a suicide note. Was that sincere? Maybe. I can't tell. Hey, Aunt Kathy. I can't tell you if she's psychotic. She held it in for a long time, but did she? All right. So they buy this house, right? They buy this big house. This house is on a corner, and they parked their vehicles on the curbs. Now, what would happen was little bitty Damon, little bitty Devin would ride their bikes, and they would ride their bikes around where their parents had parked their cars, even though they had a driveway in the back. And people would call Darlie and say, hey, your kids are too small to be 3 blocks away, 3 and 5, all right, 3 blocks away like that, and riding around that corner with nobody can see them. We can't see them until we get up on them. She was like, oh yeah, okay. Okay. She did nothing. She did nothing. Now, what she was heard by a lot of neighbors was screaming at those kids to get out. Get out. Screaming at the little boys. Little 26-year-old girl wanted them kids out of her house, which was, by the way, decorated, they say, between Tara and Graceland. It was that tacky. She's a tacky girl. I don't think I'm going above and being mean by calling her tacky. She's tacky as shit. That'll come back to haunt her ass soon. So she didn't bother with any of that. There was a pawn shop they like to go to. Her and Darren. They like, hey, Tattoo Birdie. I love you, Southern girl. I'm glad you're here. Mama needs to watch these stories. I come watch my stories. My stories. They went to this pawn shop. They love to go shopping in the pawn shop. So does my grandma, 102. She loves to go shopping to the pawn shop. And at one point, she was in there shopping because she did a lot of shopping. The more money he made, the more she spent. And he helped too. We'll get to that in a minute. So they were in the pawn shop, and there's some equipment. There's some fitness equipment that just came in, right? They just come in. Well, the boys were playing on it, making a lot of noise. She looked over and said, Darren, get them. All right. Went back to her, looking at the pawn shop. He didn't move. And then she said it again. Darren, go get them. Again, he didn't move. So she tells them, quote, get your asses over here. They ignored her as well. And then with the end of that argument was, get your fucking asses over here. Well, can't win them all. Let me tell you about this story too. And I can't remember which one of the kids' birthday it was, but it was their birthday. She got them, all right, a water gun. And the kid got a little, hey, water gun. What do you think the kid's gonna do with a water gun? Anyway, so she told him, okay, everybody, calm down with the water. It's enough. Let's have some cake. Oh, Joey, how are you? So the kid sprayed her one more time. So she got cake. She got her hand on some cake, went over to that child and smashed that cake in his face and said, that's what you get for not listening. I'm just going to sit here while that soaks in. Hey, Midnight Baker! So that's Darlie the mom. Now I can skip over a lot of this, actually. Let's go back to this. So we have Devin on the right. We have little Drake sitting in her lap, and we have Damon over here on the left, who does not look happy. I don't know. He doesn't look happy. This was obviously a very recent photograph right before they died, because, well, it's got red, white, and blue. They died in June. Would be Flag Day or Memorial Day? Memorial Day, right? Maybe Memorial Day. So let's talk about money. Let's talk about Darlie loved to spend the money. Loved it. Didn't really know how bills got paid. But Darren as well loved. He bought a Jaguar. It was like maybe a year or two old. He bought him a Jaguar. He bought him a cabin cruiser boat. So he bought bigger things. She bought whatever. I don't know. They were both throwing money out the window. They're in a house they can't afford. Here's the thing: when I tell you all, listen, if you can afford a nice house right now, right now, then you've got to decide, okay, we can afford it, but can we pay for it? Because that's two different things. Can we pay for the more electric? Can we pay for the HOAs? Hey, 20. And most people will turn their mind and say, no, maybe not. I mean, let's look at who was it? Hammer Time. Hammer Time. Y'all know what I'm talking about. He's got he has a home that he built that he thought he could sustain, and he couldn't. And now it's like, a wildlife preserve, and not because it's open to the public, it's just animals live in it. Same thing with Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson bought huge homes because the money was rolling in constantly. But when you're rich, it takes a whole lot more to sustain it. And these idiots, nobody told them. No effing body told them. So their fights were horrible. They were getting bad, right? Darren bought night. Oh, yes. No, he didn't maintain them. No, he didn't, because he was an idiot. All right. Anybody can test circuit breakers on a thing. I can do that all day long. In 1990, whatever, let's say 94, 95. He employed her sister. He employed a lot of people. So where did he think all the money was going to go? You are responsible for this person's wage, this person's. Your wife is at the mall, can't get her ass out. The kids had everything new that came on the market. Their clothes were, name brands. They had everything new. They used to call the house the Nintendo house because they always had the newest everything. So that's what that house was called by the local children, by the, let me just take a sip of this. Darlie had a maid. Darlie had a best friend, and the best friend's mother cleaned Darlie's house. Now we're getting down to it right now, okay? Well, Darlie would bring in staff. I'm drinking watermelon Red Bull. I'm not a drinker. I drink wine down here. I should have. Hey, Halloween baby. Yes, he died June 6th. Well, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. What I was saying. All right, so yeah, Darlie would bring in staff. There would be somebody upstairs doing the washing, the laundry, and they were responsible for little Drake as well. And Darlie would basically sit in the middle of the room and watch these people. Who did she think she was? She already employed her friend's mother as a she cleaned the house. Nothing. I'm not saying nothing wrong. None of this. You're sitting on your hand. Oh, MS, you can come on. I'll put this on again. Because I know I skip over a lot. I know I do. I always admit it. I do. Hey, you need see. All right. So we'll jump to this night. They had been arguing about this money, her and Darren. All right. They said they weren't. They lied. Darren lied a lot. Darlie lied a lot. You got to think from June 6th to June 18th. That's the window. That's how fast the cops figured out it was her. But I think they figured it out night one. But anyway, her and Darren said that they discussed it, calmly in the family room about him, his Jaguar had broken down and he was having to take her car to work, which made her very sad because then she didn't have a car during the day to take the boys anywhere as if she was going to. And the cabin cruiser didn't work. And why can't we sell a boat and it doesn't work? And he's like, I know. All calm, no fighting whatsoever. None. No. The damn neighbors say different. But anyway, so let's go to that day. Let's go to the 5th. Let's go to the 5th. Darlie has been acting a little crazy. Postpartum, I don't know. You know what? It was his place to get her in a goddamn car and take her wherever it is and figure her out. Because was she suicidal? No, but she was obviously homicidal for no reason. And I'll tell you about that in a second. So we're on the 5th, right? And Darlie is acting odd as usual. And the housekeeper came, right? And there was some woman there doing the laundry, keeping the baby, has the nanny. I mean, I can't drink tequila because if I do, I will get into a fight. The housekeeper comes in. Darlie has a blanket in her lap. She's sitting in a rocking chair, I think, and she's got a blanket kind of disheveled in her lap. And the housekeeper said, Darlie, where's Drake? And Darlie said, he likes it when I do this. And the housekeeper said, Darlie, give me Drake. And Darlie again says, he likes it when I do this. And again, the housekeeper said, give me Drake. She went over and she got the baby who 7 months old now, was red, right? Sweating, lips blue. And when he finally got a breath, that he could take a breath, he screamed his head off. That's January 5th. All right. Hey, state of disorder. That is, yes, she had a housekeeper. Yes, she did. She didn't do shit. She didn't do nothing. I mean, honestly, she did nothing. So calmly, like I said that day. And then, so, all right, she was going to, this kills me to this day. She was going to sleep downstairs because there they are with little Devin, right? Y'all can't see me when I do that. She's got Devin, he's got Damon. And here's the two of them. Oh, that tacky damn house. Hey, Ogie, how you doing? So these were some of the, look at him with the no the sleeveless. God, I understand it was the 90s, but come on. Come on. And there they are with the little rabbits. They were very close. In fact, at the time of death, Devin was 6 and Damon was 5. Now, Devin was going to turn 7 in a few days. So, but they were that close. They were really, really close. There was all kinds of pictures. She had them pictures made and put me on time. Just talking about Matt Damon. She had all kinds of photographs like this. One of them they were in like a little Western wear and stuff like that. So they were precious little things. They really look at them. Every kid's precious. Let's go back to this. We'll get to that in a minute. All right, so we're on June 5th. Darren breaks down Drake, who is sleeping in their bedroom for whatever reason. I mean, I would say, some people just don't have room. You had that house. Hey, sweet, you had that house. You got enough, no. But the baby slept in their bedroom. And while they were talking all night about, how they were going to just politely go on and get their finances fixed and all that, they were $250,000 in debt. Do you want to know why? I'll tell you why. Well, $10,000 was the IRS. IRS don't like it when you have a big house and they don't have a piece of it. Then you had all the credit cards that were maxed out, all of them. They were 3 months behind, 2 months behind on their mortgage. They had been getting, and Darlie is absolutely, during her interviews, and Darren are in denial. Say, no, it's not 2 or 3 months, it's 1 month. And the only reason we didn't pay last month's bills because I forgot. It's hard. Hey, okay, I will try that next time. I just didn't do it. I just forgot. So it all added up. Now, Darren he paid everybody. And matter of fact, he looked at his, I think, sister-in-law, Dana, her sister, and said, this is the last check. You're kidding. I get nosy, Midnight Baker. I want to know. I'm nosy. Yeah, so he didn't pay himself, though. He didn't pay himself. But if he had, guess what? He had $74 in his account. But he didn't pay himself. He used to pay himself $1,100 a week, which is a lot of money. I mean, you might need it, but I don't know. And his salary would jump around, but it was it rained in that area, I don't know. But when you got a wife that won't stop shopping, the house was completely tacky. Now I'm gonna give you the address. Y'all can look. In fact, there is on like realtor.com, the new people. It was up for sale a couple years ago, and you can see in the house when it's not tacky. I mean, I don't see this. I'll give you the, and let me do that now. Let me find that. All right, here we go. 5-8. I thought about bringing them like Eagle Drive. Uh, yeah, bro. It. Oh shit! Didn't even. Y'all didn't tell me. I won't put the shit in here. But in a cool way. No, I lost it again. Oh, 508. Y'all, 5, 8, 1. Y'all see how long it takes me to type anything? Hey there. There's my friend. There's my friend Isaac. Isaac, I really like you. I really like you. I'll fight for you. Oh my God, I did. His name's not Isaac. It's Harold. It's Harold. Hi, Harold. I love you, Harold. Harold, I'm sorry we broke up over One Direction. Okay, so we got $250,000 worth of debt on June the 5th, where they calmly discussed getting the boat fixed so they could sell it. What the hell was he going to pay to do with? Your $74 that you took, for your. What are you going to pay him for with it? Who is going to pay these damn, people coming in doing laundry and clean your house and going? But she was just really upset, guys. Okay. So let's go to the 6th of June, 1996. Darren, I told you, is downstairs with Drake. Him and Darlie have just gotten rid of all the anxiety and all of the angst and all of that because they made up because they're $250,000 in debt. And why do both of us have to need to know that? Let's both be delusional. Okay, let's do it. So he says, "Do you want me to sleep down here?" Because they were down. She was downstairs in the Roman room, or as you call it, a rec room. The two boys, Damon and Devin, were sleeping in the floor. And she said, "I'm gonna sleep on the sofa because every time what's his name? Drake. Every time Drake moves in the crib, I wake up. Every time Drake moves in the crib, I wake up." He's 7 months old. What the fuck's he doing in that crib that's waking you up? Probably nothing. Probably nothing. And mind you, this was a Thursday, so we've gone from Wednesday to Thursday. Hey, Fitty Shades, I love you. Long time. Yeah, hit the thumbs up, please, so this girl can just live another day. All right, let's do this now. Please let me get this. So she went to bed in the room. All right, he went upstairs. He got into bed. Mind you, they had a Pomeranian named Domino, and Domino would bark at anything, right? Anything. I bring that up because Darren took Domino, I guess, up there with them. They also had a Persian cat that was too mean to let out of a big cage. Sorry. Oh, okay, love. I'll take care of the housewives. Yeah, let me see if I can get this. Let me see if I can get this 911 call. All right. Wait a minute. 911, what is your emergency? Ma'am? What? Who's it? Hang on. recording. It's not showing.
Ma'am, I'm trying to get an ambulance to you. Hang on a minute. What's going on, ma'am? Ma'am, I need you to calm down and talk to me. What? 15-1 Eagle? Ma'am, listen to me. I need you to... Oh my God. Can you take the radio clip? Yes. Ma'am, I need you to talk to me. Ma'am, I can't understand you. You guys have to slow down, calm down, and talk to me. What is going on? Ma'am, is there with you? Ma'am, what? Is there anybody in the house besides you and your children? My husband, he's right downstairs. He's helping me, but he's trying. Oh my God. Okay, how many little boys? Is it 2 boys? Okay, listen to me. Calm down. Calm down. 501 Eagle Drive, 1501 Eagle Drive. It's going to be a stabbing. When are they going to be here? Ma'am, they're on their way. Ma'am, how old are your boys? What? How old are your boys? No. Okay. Oh my God. Oh my God. Calm down, can you? Your name's Darlie? Should I put that down? Yes, please. There's nobody in your head. You don't know who this is? My baby, oh my God. They left the knife. There's a knife. Don't touch anything. I already touched it. Is anybody out there? I don't know. Okay, ma'am, listen. There's a police officer at your front door. Is your front door unlocked? Yes, ma'am. Okay. Very creepy. If I was getting here, they're just sad. My God. Okay, is 82 out on Eagle? Huh? That Eagle. What Eagle? My God. Hurry. 82, you out. Oh my God. Oh my God. What would they do then? What do you say? Why would they do this? Okay, listen, ma'am. You need to let the officers in the front door, okay? What? Ma'am? You need to let the police officers in the front door. Okay, it's all right. It's okay. We got the purse, baby. Ma'am, hang on a second. We walked in here and did it, Dad.
Okay. And thank you. Oh, hold on. Go back. Let me find y'all. Mitten Mama, thank you for putting up the trigger warning. I meant to, and I didn't do it. So that's disturbing. That whole call is disturbing. No way around it. And there are so many things going on here. The policeman that showed up, Waddell, and another policeman showed up about a couple minutes later. He was there within 3 minutes, I think. That 911 call feels like it's going to take, it won't end, right? I mean, it's so it's just agony, right? And I'm sure there are a lot of people that are thinking, how can a woman kill her own children? How can a woman that sounds like that kill her own children? And why did she do it? And there's not really an answer. There was a life insurance policy on both of the boys, which netted $10,000, and it wasn't even enough to bury them. They were buried in the same casket, not because I don't think they could afford another one, but because they were always together. So that was $10,000 and it didn't cover. And when I told y'all that they had $74 in their bank account, wrong. It was 64. I'm sorry, I remembered wrong. So the first cop that gets there says that first so his job wasn't to treat the children. That's not what his job was. His job was, one, to secure the house. Okay. Then secure the crime scene. And it was a big ass crime scene. So their job never was to I mean, I think maybe the second after preserve the crime scene is to render help. But if you can't, I mean, he's, Darren, I think he actually for 7 years, Darren had 250 on Darlie. Oh, well, she had 800,000 on him. So you see, Darren to me is, I'm glad you told me that because I did not know it was that much. I didn't know it was that much. But see, Darlie changed her story so many times. You heard her tell a story there that she got woken up, somebody was there, over her. Yeah. She didn't see the kids get stabbed. She didn't see that. She didn't see herself get stabbed. She just had pressure and then looked up. And the way she was, let's look at here. Let me see. Oh, I can't make this any bigger. All right, so here we go with them over here. I chose this map right now because it doesn't have the blood of so-and-so, the blood trail here, the blood trail there. But it does tell you where they ended up. So here she is. Now the TV would be right. Y'all can't see where I'm pointing. Damn it. You see the family room, the two blue couches, yeah? All right, so the TV, I would imagine, is on that wall. Away, the little thing that is, I think that's the cage for the Persian cat that is too mean to. Damon was asleep between the couch and the coffee table. It was a glass top coffee table. And so we look at where their bodies landed. I mean, honestly. So that was story number one. Story number one was felt some pressure, looked up. They were walking away from her, walking, not running, away from her through her kitchen into the utility room right there and out of the garage. Okay. Well, then that got to changing a little bit. Little changes, but still. Yeah, she had they were stabbed. And let me tell you, Devin had 2 stab wounds, one in each chest. So deep that it almost penetrated his back. Okay. So when Darren came down, Darren's story was I say was because it's different now. I heard a crash of glass. And then I heard Darlie screaming. So I came downstairs. Now, there happened to be a broken wine glass in the floor that was knocked off or thrown down. It couldn't, well, I take it back. It couldn't have been knocked off. They tried 100 times to knock a glass off that thing, and it wouldn't. Somebody had to pick it up and throw it. And y'all know with wine glasses, they're thin. Normal ones are thin. They're not a lot of. So he heard a wine glass break from upstairs while he was asleep. Must have been a hell of a crash. Anyway, so he goes down there. He says that she's already on the phone. But stop a minute. I'm going to stop this a minute. I am. All right. Well, this is a very hard map to read, only because there's so much going on in it. But the story. All right. So let me go back to the stories. Let me go back to the stories. So one, she didn't know if they were black or white. They had on a black cap, black shirt, blue jeans. That never changed. A little later, it turned around. And then she kept wanting to add the knife, right? That she chased him. She chased him through, oddly enough, through where the wine glass had broken. But she didn't have a cut on her. I love you too, Uranus. So she's fighting him now. That's story 2. Story 2 is she physically fought him. And he dropped the knife in the utility room there, and she picked it up. Oh, no, I picked it up. She already told the 911 woman. She told the 2 cops that got there. She told everybody in the hospital that would listen that that's what she did. And when they printed that knife, the only prints on it was hers. There was no smeared prints, that they couldn't read. No, hers were the only ones. That's number one. That's was, let me see, wait a minute. Story 3. And then now all of a sudden it's a white guy. It is a white guy. Okay. Turned into a white guy. Now she didn't know that she was injured. She didn't know. Had no clue. He had stabbed. He had put a what do you call it? Well, it's not an incision, but yeah. Now, why would you, if you were number one, breaking into a house just for shits and giggles? One, you don't bring your own weapon, because why do that? They have got a butcher block in the kitchen. I can see it through the window. I'm going to use that. They must have money. Look at this house. Wrong. Wrong. Or, hey, there's 2 kids in there. Shits and giggles. I'm going to go stab them up. Then we'll hit that mom, and then I'm out of here. But I'm not going to kill her. I'm going to kill them, but I'm not going to kill her. But what the hell? I might try. So the same thing you ask yourself, and why would a mother do it? Why would anybody else do it? It just doesn't make any sense. Neither thing. That's what's the thing about this case. None of it makes any sense. No one will ever be able to talk to me and say, hey, someone breaking in the house and sees, well, there you go, Texas. This woman that lived a couple blocks over, about 5 months after this happened, said, oh, I'm going to call the police. Because that very night when those children were dead, and here I am 3 blocks away, I was watching a movie, and 2 men knocked on my door. And I went to see what they were, and they were like, let us in. And I said, no. So then she said she went back to watching her movie, and then they started knocking at the windows. I pissed myself right then. And anyway, but she decided 5 months later to call the police and say, you know what could have been? Could have been. People said they saw strange cars all over the place that night, slowing down in front of the, you know. No, they weren't. No, they weren't. But I'm gonna stop this. All right, so let's get there. All right, so they got this gets my nerves. Hold on. All right, I brought a prop. I brought a prop. Now, when the officer showed up, right, he was no dummy. And he told Darlie, who already, here's my incision, has a dry towel pressed upon her wound. The man said, "Can you go get some towels for Damon? He's, to stop this bleeding." She didn't move. She didn't move. She was asked 8 times in a certain amount of minutes, and she never effing moved. But when she did start, she would take Darren wet towels. Why would you take him wet towels? And he was Mr. EMT. Well, he wasn't EMT, but Mr. Safety. She kept it on the whole time. Now, Devin was dead. Devin did not live long at all. Darren tried, and for some reason, every time he would breathe into Devin's mouth, it would come out of his chest through those 2 holes. So then Darren decided he was going to try to blow through the holes and hold his nose. I guess you do what you got to do, right? I mean, I won't ever fault that. I mean, that's what it is. She never fucking moved from that kitchen. Now, that kitchen's important for a lot of things. All right. One, the run that she did back and forth and never cut her foot. Even the police had to gingerly go around it, and they had shoes on. All right. The cops very quickly cleared the house, and then they let the paramedics in. And then the paramedics, I don't think were ever I don't think they ever got over that, because one went to Damon, one went to Devin. Devin was dead. His eyes were open. He was looking straight forward with a surprised look on his face, almost like, "Help me." Words from the paramedic, not me. Okay, now we have Damon over here. Damon's got 5 wounds, all in his chest. He is bleeding profusely, to say the least, and gurgling the whole time. Now, it appears that Damon might have, and it depends on him. I'm going to preface this with I don't know. It is said that Damon tried to get over here to the where the door was, to go into the kitchen, get away, trying to get away. So the paramedic, now mind you, this is minutes we're talking about. This took 10 minutes from the time of this phone call that we know of, from the time of the 911 call to them taking these people out of the house. It was 10 minutes. So things are going quickly. She keeps telling everybody about the knife. I want to hear about the fucking knife. All right, shut up. They saw her wound. She had a wound up here on her right arm. She had a wound right here, and she had one on her back that required absolutely no stitches or anything else. So let's move on to that. Let's look at her ass. All right, we'll just look at that. Sorry, I mean, it's gross, but it ain't that, it is what it is. So the paramedic that went to Damon said he saw the flicker of light of life in his eyes, and it he blocked eyes with this boy, and he had it was life in there. And then he took a breath, labored, and died. But that paramedic jumps up, rushes, picks up Damon, and runs him out to the ambulance. They give him epinephrine. They give him all kinds of things. They're on the way to the hospital. He's dead. All right, he is dead. Am I going? What? Better. So then they load this idiot in that damn thing. They took her. Darren took her out to the front, so she didn't have to, a long time to walk to get to the ambulance. The paramedic wrapped her neck in like a gauze. It produced a lot of blood. But I'll explain why that is in a minute too. All right, so Darren tries to get in the damn there was one point where one of the paramedics, I can't remember his name, said that it looked like Darlie was pissed off because Darren was in the middle of the family room looking at the blood of his children. And one of them, Devin, they left Devin. Devin went from a human to a piece of evidence. There you are. That's rough, but that's the truth. That's what he went to. Human piece of evidence. Leave him there. Photograph. And then why I get so mad is because every time I do one of these things, eventually I'm going to find the evidence photo. I'm going to find the photos. And I found the one of him in his house. And it I had to stop for a couple of days. So I thought I thought I'm going to get lucky. And I'm not going to find one. Oh yeah, I found him. All right. Yeah, so they take her ass on to the damn. Oh, well, let me finish that. Yeah, she got mad because he was standing in the middle of the living room or family room, one beside his dead child. Imagine that. And over here with his other child's blood. He was covered in blood. She was covered in blood too, but you want to know whose blood it won't? Not much of her children's, I can promise you that. Because, she had to stand in the middle. Now, what she had done that day as well, and I forgot to add this, she'd gotten together a lot of her gold jewelry. And because guess what? Times were tough. Go get that bracelet, bitch, that I gave you for Christmas last year. Can't afford it no more. Hey, unsupervised maniacs. So it was all on the counter, on the kitchen counter, like work counter. It was piled up. It wasn't a huge pile, but it was a big pile. And she kept asking her maid if she wanted to buy that for $10,000. I wouldn't buy that today for $10,000. So is that how lost she was? I don't know. I had no concept. I'm not talking about this trial right now. All right. I didn't get my stuff straight. Is that awful? Can you believe that? I didn't. Talks to Monster Jones. I'm going to put this here again. There it is. There it is. All right. So we're going to talk about something, the anomaly. That is the anomaly. Sorry. Here's some of her wounds. That's the right one. What is it? 5 stitches? Go, girl. That looks horrible, but it's not as horrible as it looks. The doctor, let me just tell y'all this right now. The doctor went to her and he said, all right, we're going to do exploratory on your neck. All right, we're going to do exploratory. There's a lot of things that go in there, and I have to make sure they're not nicked. All right, so I don't know if you've heard the story. You've heard this one. So he opens her neck up, opens it up. There is a necklace that's kind of stuck in there that when the paramedic put the gauze around her necklace got into the wound. He simply pulled it out. It was not a whole thing. It wasn't all drenched in there. He realizes that this is an absolute superficial wound from one end till the other. What she cut, and she was 2 millimeters from her carotid artery, but that's in a sheath of, I don't even know if it's muscle. I don't know what it is, but she was 2 millimeters from it. If she'd have hit it, she says that the doctor said she nicked it. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. So what she ended up doing was just cutting the skin and the fat. And in your neck, a lot of muscles are up and down. They're not this, they're up and down, up and down, up and down. If my children were bleeding to death, oh yeah, exactly. I know. Hey, can it be? I mean, and unsupervised. This story has upset me for weeks. I can't wait to be done with it. I can't wait to be done with it because how many people want? God, those boys were so cute. What would they be now? What would? And I'll tell you, little Drake, who's now what? Oh my God, 25, 26, something like that, has leukemia. You got enough in your life that you get leukemia as well. He believes his mother didn't kill his brothers. He goes to see her. But now he's got leukemia. Anyway, so he kind of cinched up her neck. It gave her some stitches on her arm. He put her in ICU. The doctor did. I forgot what the doctor's name was. I'll find it. He put her in ICU because he didn't want her to be bothered by the press. Hey, Melissa. He didn't want her to be bothered by the press. He didn't want her to be bothered by anybody coming in to talk to her. And he wanted to protect her for when she found out her children were dead. Little did he know, she already knew that. She was going to be good. She got wheeled into, let me tell you what the bitch did. She was getting wheeled into the ER and said, I need pain meds. Why did they kill my babies? I need pain meds. First thing I'd be thinking about. And then she wanted Xanax. And then she wanted like hey Carrie. Carrie.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Sorry, I'll listen to you first.
Okay. So then she wanted, let's see, she told the nurses about the damn knife. Every nurse, and I'm gonna tell you again about this. Her arms, right? Her arms. Well, she was in that hospital for 2.5 days. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you. They checked her arms every day. They washed her arms every day. They checked this. They checked that. They checked this. They checked that. They checked this. There was no bruise. There was no beginning of a bruise. There was no end of a bruise. There was no bruise on her. There was no bruise. A bruise takes 24 to 48 hours, right? She was in there for 2.5 days. So we would have seen the bruise. We didn't see that bruise. Not that bruise. But how you doing, Carrie?
I'm good. How are you?
There's the bruise. There's the bruise. That is a nasty ass bruise. The doctor said if I'd seen that in the hospital, she'd have gone to x-ray right away. The nurse said if she'd had the beginnings of that bruise in the hospital, she wouldn't have been able to lift her arms. We wouldn't have been able to touch her. That's right, Harry Styles. So that's fake. And only her and her husband or her mother or her sister know how she did it. Because I don't even think the doctors can figure out how she did it. I love you forever, Earth. So that is, and so she got released on the 8th. The police picked her ass up on the 8th. All right. And then we get another story. Oh, we get another story. Well, now I'm going to skip some of the stories because I ain't got time for it. So we have another story. She was woken up by Damon. She was woken up by Damon. He shook her awake and said, "Mommy, mommy, hey." And when she rose up and realized there was someone walking away, she said, "Baby, just lay down. Just lay down, baby. And, do good. Okay." There ain't no fucking way in hell Damon got up and did any of that. He had 4 wounds to his lungs. He was a little boy, smaller than Devin. And Devin had 2 that killed him right quick. Damon had 5. Now, all of a sudden, and this was, I think, let me see. No, this wasn't the day they got her out. I think it was the 10th. I think the 10th is when they took this photo, because the 10th is when they went to the viewing of the children. So the 10th of June. And the viewing was set up for a specific time. And they were, Darren and Darlie, Darlie, were like 2 hours late because of the police. Now she goes into that little area, sees her sons. They, like I told y'all, same casket. Screams. Yeah. Then turns around a couple minutes later and talks about how Darren's going to take, I shit y'all not. Darren is going to take me to Europe, and I'm finally going to get the little girl I always wanted. And her family was like, "Excuse me? What?" That is what she said. I got nothing. But let's go further because we have a problem. Okay. Here's the butcher block. Now you see a knife is missing. That is the knife that was used. The maniac jumped in, okay? Jumped in through the garage window that he had cut. He had cut the screen. This assailant had cut the screen. And he walked into the garage because basically it was just a step. I mean, it's not even, I don't even know why. Anyway. He walked in, said, "Oh, fuck, I did not bring my knife. Oh, they got a butcher block. Got it. We got it. Don't worry." And stabs. How do I feel about the funeral? Oh, that was oh shit. Gangster's Paradise. Darlie played Gangster's Paradise at her son's funeral because they didn't know what it meant, but they liked the beat and liked to dance to it. Tacky. All right, so, but there's a bread knife in here. And do you want to know what's on that bread knife? I'm going to tell you what is on that bread knife. I'm going to tell you now. You wanted to know? I'm going to tell you. All right, no, that's more than me. All right, so I told y'all, in the garage, and I'll show y'all that in a second, the window is lit up and the the screen is gone. Oh my God. Well, it turns out the intruder was very much nice enough to somehow get into the house some other way, take the bread knife that was in there, cut the screen in the garage, and then replace it in the butcher block. I mean, listen, if you're gonna come break into my house, have manners, okay? Okay, we'll do that. Okay, we're gonna do that. All right. Now here's right in front of her. Here's right in front of her sink, obviously. That's gonna come into play in a minute too. There's the door. Y'all see it right there. I think you can plainly see with the window that's gone, and the you literally can step into that window. You can, I mean, and when I say step in, I mean just not even. It's not an effort. It's just like right there. I'm wrong. Oh, what I'm wrong? What I do wrong? All right, here's the sock. Now this sock's going to be important, and this sock is whatever the hell you want it to be because I don't understand it. So this is a tube sock. It is Darren. It's Darren's tube sock. On the tube sock is the blood of Damon and Devin, not Darlie. Just, it's not a lot of blood. Here's the trash can. It's there, obviously, right here, the red. I can find something y'all can see my thing. And oh Lord. All right, so my other sock. So let's get back to it. Now, Darlie claims that this sock was found 30 days after she was arrested. It was not. Yeah, the fibers are, yeah, they think that. They think that. They think that it is. The fibers are just the exact same thing as the fingerprint brushes because it's very small. So, but did they get that on appeal? Because I mean, they haven't. She's had 2 appeals, Darlie, and she ain't won either one of them. She did win. I agree that I thought testing later said it was on the it's the exact same, Colleen. So that was so impressive to me that it was the exact same. But they conceded. I think the defense. I think the prosecution conceded that, conceded it that, yeah, okay, we don't need this window. Trust me, we don't need this knife and we don't need this window. So the sock is, and if I have not put the damn thing on here, I'm gonna lose my mind. No. There's the sock open. And you see it's not a lot of blood. All right, that's her stuff. Hold on. I did not put the damn thing. All right, so this was found down an alley, 75 yards from their home in an alley. Like the alley goes to the backyards. And obviously you saw the trash can. That's what the trash can. It wasn't found a month later. As Darlie said. It was about 4 hours later, I want to say. I could be wrong about that. But so this is Darren's sock with his children's blood on it. And some people say, I don't know, enough about it, that it looks like it was used to carry something, so you didn't get your fingerprints on it. Could be. I don't know. This sock, I do know, you're not going to miss a sock at a crime scene, 75 yards from a crime scene. That's by your, no, I'm sorry. I'm calling the police. So there are, how did it get there? Where did it come from? Well, we know it came from, their house. We know that. Why is it there? Did the guy that broke in so, graciously decide to take the laundry out and then drop the sock? I don't think so. Now, exactly, Colleen. It really does. It really does. So it is a lot of people's guess, and I'm gonna say that, is that she stabbed those boys, right? And then she took off. She took the hell off down that alley. And she dropped that sock on purpose by there. And then she ran back home. All right. Where she sees, Damon's, struggling, but I think maybe Devin's dead. She goes to her sink, all right, her kitchen sink. She gets a knife. That way her blood wouldn't be on the sock out there. it would prove her point that somebody else did it. Now, Darlie probably didn't know a lot about DNA back at the time. Had her DNA on it, it could have passed up. Yeah, I don't know what she conceded to a rape kit in the hospital because she didn't know she had been raped. Um, who does that? I don't even know. Who does that? It's like, I don't know. Everything. All right, we got the credit cards. Drake woke her up in the middle of the night. She was asleep downstairs with the TV. Hold on, Darlie. The kid's gonna wake you up by rolling over, but you got a TV going right by your effing head because you're facing the kitchen. When you get me started, then she's trying to do all kinds of like she'll do a little, Prison's Got Talent and all that, and synced along with the different songs. I have all these. I'm gonna tell you what. I have all these. Here's my 911 aftershock. I mean, aftermath. All right, so we're past this. Sorry, guys. Y'all know me. When I go, I go. When I go, I go. I go. Oh, the Colby guy. All right, the paramedic. His name was Colby. He's the one. Bless his heart. That locked eyes because he said there was life in there, and Damon, he could see it, and tried to yoke him up, right? But then he said he saw it leave. He saw it leave with the next breath, and still fought all the way there. He was DOA. Damon was DOA at 3:26. So let's see. 2:31 is when the call was made. Right? Yep. And 3:26. So they stayed there. Like I said, Devin, he went from human boy to evidence. So the concurrent, what they say, or Darren. And so here's the thing: we're not thinking about Darren. Could Darren have done that? I don't think Darren could have run 75 yards. Sorry. Yeah, well, I don't have any sympathy for her. I'm sorry, and very little for him, because if she was, your job, not only make money, but you make sure your wife and your kids are okay, and you do everything. You don't worry about a boat or a Jaguar. Sell the goddamn Jaguar. He won't go do that. Just like she won't go take her clothes to the flea market. Okay, no, that ain't gonna happen. Up to the local flea market. Nope. So where am I? So basically, the police say that she slit her throat by her kitchen sink, and that's why she didn't move very far from it. There's she washed stuff off. When they did the luminol in the sink, lit up like a damn, Christmas tree. If it was blue. So she cut herself. She missed her carotid artery by 2 millimeters. But she cut herself. She cut herself. Now, see, when I see that right there, this one, right? I see her getting one of them, slicing, and just and cutting herself. That the cut didn't have any hesitation in it, but I mean, you can't go back on your word now, honey. You better slice that shit up. No, I don't have much sympathy for him. I don't. They ended up divorced, and I didn't think they ever would. I guess he's got to have a life. And the thing is, if they were in it together, because every time she changed her story, he changed his. Right behind it. And I'm wondering, I don't think she would. I mean, let me think. If I'm in jail for, oh, I forgot to tell y'all. This went to trial. This went to trial. And Darlie was accused of killing her son, Damon. Not Devin, just Damon. And she was found guilty. And she got the death penalty, which she's still sitting on, death row today. Now, there's a slew of evidence that her lawyers have demanded, basically, but for years. I'm talking years, not okay next week. No, years, that they want it retested. Right? I think the sock was one of them. I think I can't. Oh, there's a lot. There's a lot. There's a lot in there, and it was granted finally. All right. When I say granted, 2015, 2018, 2020 something, we ain't got no evidence. They think it's been given, the thing, whatever, for testing. But where the hell is it? Nobody knows. That's suspect to me. Because what would happen if you found out that Darlie Routier didn't do it? Hey, Daphne. I don't know what would happen. We'd have a daggone, I don't know what. So let's do with Darlie. Yeah, I'm just reading. I got all this stuff written over. The doctor, Dr. Santos, at one point had to stop her from talking about this damn knife and say, I am here to take care of your wounds and medical needs. I'm not talking about this anymore. So, yeah. So then you do all the way to court. All right. So, what was that? So let's talk about the silly string. Let's talk about the silly string. When little Devin's 7th birthday was happening, the family decided to have a prayer service. All right. The cops decided to bug the bushes. I'm not kidding you. They had microphones in the bushes. Okay. The owner of the cemetery gave them permission, so it was all right. Now, this is really odd. And I know when I show this right here, the thing, y'all are going to go, oh. If you don't know who I'm talking about after all this, you're going to go, oh. Oh. All right, so let me pull this up. And I have something to say about that in a minute. And this is, here we go.
Routier's home, knowing right away it would be a major case.
Their murders. Yeah, but even now, all this time later, the Darlie Routier case is still very controversial. Did she do it? Or was it an intruder, as she has always claimed? New tonight, NBC5's Scott Gordon re-examines a crime that has captivated North Texas for 2 decades.
Oh no, Damon's driving.
Devin, you drive!
They looked like an all-American family.
Going to Florida in 2 days. I can't wait.
Darlie Routier
Darlie.
and her husband Darren owned an electronics company. They had 3 sons. 6-year-old Devin was just 3 days away from turning 7.
What's your name? Devin. Devin what? Devin Routier.
5-year-old Damon, the second oldest.
Say hi, Diamond. What? Say hi. Hi.
And Drake, the baby.
I go get you.
They made their home an upscale roulette and seemed the picture of happiness. Then suddenly, at 2:30 a.m. on June 6, 1996,
911, what is your emergency? Ma'am?
Darlie Routier told police she was sleeping downstairs with Devin and Damon when someone broke in and, without saying a word, stabbed all 3 of them. Her husband and baby were upstairs and weren't hurt, but Devin and Damon were both killed. Darlie had stab wounds to her arm, shoulder, and neck.
I got the call around 3 o'clock in the morning.
Rowlett Police Lieutenant David Neighbors, then the crime scene supervisor, rushed to the Routiers' home, knowing right away it would be a major case.
I hit the wrong damn one. Hold on. Oh, shit balls. I hit the wrong one. Back. All right, here. I'll give you this. Here's a picture of it. Here's a picture of it. There you go. There you go. Hold on. All right, look at her smile on her face. Now I'm gonna tell you what the jury said about Mama Cannoli. How you doing, baby? All right. I can't believe I got the wrong one. So on the 8th, let me see. 14th was the 14th was the the 14th was the birthday party, I think. So what they did before this is they had a prayer service. No, for real. And it lasted a long time. And then her sister, Dana, that one, that's always name coming up, bought the silly string because the boys loved silly string. All right. Now, get this shit. So it is Devin's birthday. Hey Vicky, she invites the neighborhood kids to come up to the cemetery and have some cake. Y'all want to come on up to the dubs? Yeah, we're gonna have little Elmo cakes, and just don't step straight on the headstone. But that's what they did. Right. Here's the thing. So, all right, they do that. They do the shoot. There's balloons. There's silly strings. She's laughing. Got her, gum chewing and all that stuff that you do. She invited the damn press there. Oh, yeah, you did. Now, I wish I could have found this. I couldn't find it. Darren, when they were talking to the press after the party, he literally said, "Why do you think they came into your house?" And here's what David said: "Because I'm living large." Sorry. He was lying because I'm living large. Somebody killed your 2 sons. You still have blood in your fucking floor. But all right, you live in large, and you broke down fucking Jaguar, and you goddamn cabin cruiser that won't cruise. So quickly after this, everybody who saw the news in the whole state of Texas said, "Let's add this kid. Your hubby died 2 years ago today, and my oldest invited everyone to the house for it." Well, see, we have those here. Halloween baby. You eat after the damn funeral, you eat before the funeral, you eat 2 weeks after the funeral, you go to the pre-funeral, and then so that is a thing. I am questioning her taste, not her guilt at this point. I'm not, she's 26 years old, okay? You have to give a little bit to that, to youth, to inexperience, to immaturity. So I think inviting the neighborhood children up who were playing with them the week before was a little weird. But I'm at this point, I'm questioning her taste, honestly. But it didn't hit right. I don't think it hit the police right, and things weren't right anyway. And so on the 18th, there we have it right here. She's picked up on the 18th. So they died on the 6th. This took to the 18th. And the police said no. They had her pegged, right? I mean, they knew it was her. I think they knew it was her. I don't understand. All right, so I just told you about the trial, and it's get the damn testing done and get the results to the parties, because it's not 25 years of your life person who is holding this up. This is every day, I guess. It's hey, traders. Oh, everyone, traders is going to be sued. And I am going on a hunger strike until she is not sued. I'm also going to put I don't know what yet. I'm not doing swastika, for like Manson, but I'm going to pick something tasteful for my forehead to be engraved. Because I'm telling you right now, you sue my trader, you better sue me. And if you sue me, you are lucky. Yeah, just Grammy. It's tacky. It's the house was tacky. They had a fountain in front of the house. It was tacky. The inside of it was tacky. They were just tacky people. Just a bit. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I could do a flower. I could do a flower. I don't know. Is it mean enough though? Your nephew was killed. Oh, yeah. So no celebrating. I don't. I'm just they. I'm just going at her, her maturity level and her. I don't. It wasn't very. Yeah, it wasn't very tasteful. Let's put it that way. Now having it, you know what would have been better, honestly. Prayed at the day. Prayed at the grave. Go back in the driveway. Not in the house, and have some cake. Because it's the kid in it's the kids in the neighborhood, and do it there. Do it on the sidewalk. Have fun. I mean, I don't know. So, but a lot of people didn't like her after that. And I don't think it's changed. Like I said, I didn't have any. I had an idea of who she was, what she did, and all that. And I was wrong about a lot of the stuff. I was wrong about, and I go to find something like. She's just that's all I can say. And they have people that really, really, really think, and I think our girl Halloween is one that, and I think that, you know what, on the Darlie, side of things, which is great. Well, not great for you, but I'm maybe I am too jaded in my age. My daughter passed away at the age of 11. 2002. Oh, do you know what? My birthday is the 4th of July. So shoot some more off for me and her, for both of us. Yeah, I am on the 4th. I don't think there was a bias towards her, but I believe the evidence is convincing. But I would love to get all that. Every time there's a new technology that comes through, right? They push. This costs her money. This don't cost the state that much. This is costing, Darlie and her appellate team to get money to pay for these tests. Yours is the 5th. Yeah. So yeah, but the evidence is gone. The evidence has been tested, and they won't give you the results. What the hell is the point? I mean, we didn't say you had 10 years to do it. I just don't know what to say. So there ends. I refuse to go through the trial. I cannot do it. I cannot do it. There's a lot of things I can do. I can't do that. Hold on, y'all know I gotta get my folder. I think I'm gonna go yellow. I don't know. When I gotta put this, my husband has got. Listen to this. My husband has got my filing cabinet for all these files, right? Over there on that side of the damn of the basement. He didn't bring it all the way in. Oh, wait a minute. Darlie's lawyer wasn't. Well, what? I just don't understand. What was she going to get out of it? Or what did she think she was going to get out of it? What did she think? She had to know exactly how much insurance they had. 25,000 for her. I know his was 800,000. I guess it was easy. I don't even know. Some people thought, well, they were, going through financial hardships. Oh, well, that didn't work. Killing the kids didn't work. I mean, I don't know what that was going to do. That's another thing why people have a hard time. What did she get out of it? What did she think she was going to get out of it? I don't know. And that day, she lost 2 children. And then literally a couple weeks later, she lost her third one because, Drake was gone. You lost all 3 of your children in a month. I don't understand that. Or did you? Or did somebody take them away? I don't. Thank you, Southern Meanie, for being a member for 13 months. I love you. She was talking with her mom about, oh, really? Well, you know what? I'd say that was a damn good idea. Texas chaos. She wanted to be free, I guess. Well, see, they had no money, but she was planning a trip to Tennessee, like a family reunion. And then she was going to Cancun, Jamaica, one of those places with some of her girlfriends. They had $64 in the bank, but she still was going on these trips. I mean, honestly, I don't know. I don't know. They all needed like therapy or something. Just because you wish you had a lot of money doesn't mean you have a lot of money. Trust me, I wish it often. All the time. All right, next week's little thing. I'm going to go back to 9. Go back to 9. I'm going to do the Tylenol murders, the Chicago Tylenol murders. All you got to do is put that in and it'll all pop up. No one was ever arrested for it. They think they had a suspect, but it is, and a lot of the things that we see here and there, they think they have a suspect and just wait for them to die, which is what happened here. So, I don't know whose dad it was with Darlie's stepdad. Really? Yeah, see, that, babe, you should have brought your ass up on this panel. And told me this, and I needed to know this. I needed to know. All right. You remember the Tylenol murders? We're going to go through the Tylenol murders. I would say it's a little lighter, but more people died. That's our business. I'm looking for a mystery that doesn't involve the death of several people. That's just kind of like a fun one. I'm looking. Every day I'm looking. Yeah. I'm going to try not. I think once this month we're going to try not to cover a murder. But I do think we're going to have, might be next week, paranormal pajama party. We might do that. Paranormal pajama party. So if you have your ghost stories, get in there and find them and write them. I don't care where you get them. Just bring them to us. Yeah, it was a cyanide and the pill. 7 years ago, my husband was electrocuted. Only a week was his birthday. Oh my God, Sandy. Oh my God, bless your heart. I know, right? We do too. We do too, Cal. So we're going to do paranormal, and y'all better be in your pajamas. All right. Yeah, let's do that next week. That is fun, right? It's fun. It's fun. It's fun. We'll do that. We'll do that, and then we'll do the Tylenol murders, and then hopefully by then I'll find something that's not involved in murders. But paranormal hell. Oh, Colleen, you're in the right place. You know that. You're already in the right place. Oh, thank you, Halloween baby. I love you. All right, guys, go be safe. Have a great week. Me too, huh, Kathy? Have a great week. Be safe, and I will see you all very soon. Okay. All right. Thank you, Mitten Mama. I love you, baby. All right. Bye. Shannon, could you look at the? I did. Hold on. It's in one of my notebooks, but I'm going to find that I did. Erica, hold on. I should write it down because I do have it. Parsons. Yes. It's in my note. I got to find one. Find the one I put it in. Can you believe I have multiple notebooks around here? All right, everybody, have a good night. Have a good weekend. Have a good week. Happy Father's Day. And regular day. Love you. Bye.